What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching. This is a video of some of my recent ancient coin auction wins, primarily Roman imperial coins, and I'll be inserting some photos of some of the nicer coins throughout this video. This first lot here is a lot of Caracalla denarii, and pretty decent condition. I think these are all from when he was a junior emperor or Caesar under Septimius Severus, his father. And then I also got a set of his brother, Geta. These are also all from his adolescence. Geta was murdered by his brother when their father died and they became co-emperors. So fun little Severan set here. These are also in really good condition. Got them for a pretty good price. And it's funny because I was selling these on eBay and I saw somebody actually post about it on Reddit, and they're like, how can the price on these be so low? These must be fake or something. And nope, just got them for a good deal. So glad that people think my stuff is of high quality. But yeah, that's the Caracalla and the Geta. Then a small set of Antoniniani, mainly Philip and Gordian, the two most common emperors in terms of Antoniniani. I think also one or two empresses in there, like an Cilia Severa, I believe. Maybe a Herenia Etracilla. And then a nice set of Commodus denarii. Commodus, his denarius coins are a little bit more expensive than some of the more common ones, but still not too bad. You can usually get them around 50 or 60 at the cheapest. These ones are in pretty good condition too. His portrait looks pretty similar to his father, Marcus Aurelius, and oftentimes Roman emperors did that deliberately to kind of make a clearer link to their predecessor. They had their portraits styled in the same style as their predecessor, so it really kind of emphasizes their legitimacy and ties to the previous emperor. And you can see his inscription there on the obverse side, and then on the verse side a mix of different goddesses. Commodus was famously featured in the movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe, which was not super based in historical fact, but it included both Commodus and his father, Marcus Aurelius. And they're actually going to be putting out a sequel, which was just announced. I think it's going to come out next year, in the near future. And I don't think it'll feature Russell Crowe, but I'm still excited to see it. And another set of denarii. These are Septimius Severus, the father of Caracalla and Geta, also in great condition. And his denarii often are. They're pretty affordable. They have this cool portrait, obviously. He's got the kind of pointed beard and a mix of gods and goddesses on their verse side. Most of these coins I've already sold. I may have kept one or two for myself, but for the most part, everything that I'm buying, I'm selling. I try not to get high off my own supply too often. But I am actually in the process of starting a complete set of imperial denarii, starting with Augustus and going all the way to Gordian III, who was the last emperor to produce a denarius, which will be quite a difficult set because there are a few emperors in there that their denarius coins are $3,000, $5,000 and up. Most notably Caligula, but then also Gordian I and Gordian II, who I think they only reigned for like a couple weeks or something before they were killed, so very few coins of them were produced. But I thought it'd be a fun challenge. I think it'll probably cost somewhere around $20,000 in total to complete the full set, so not going to be something I finish in the near future, but still a fun goal to strive towards. I also picked up a few Republican denarii. Nothing super valuable. I think I got these in a bulk lot as opposed to buying them individually. But still some nice detail on these, some nice patina. Most of these have a chariot on the reverse side. I think most of them also have the Roma head on the obverse side, Roma being the personification goddess of the city of Rome. You can see there with the helmet and the wings on the helmet. And typically the word Roma on the reverse side for the city of Rome. And then you'll also see the moneyer's name or family name, usually on the reverse side, sometimes on the obverse side. And these were produced starting in around 200 BC and up until about the time of Julius Caesar and the dissolution of the Republic in the 40s BC. Prior to 200 BC, the Roman Republic actually didn't use traditional coins. They used these big hunks of bronze. You can actually collect them today. They're not incredibly expensive, but they're not the most interesting thing to look at. They're literally just big hunks of bronze, but still pretty historically cool. And this is a nice quadrica on the reverse side. That's a 4-horse chariot with Victory driving it. This one, I'm not entirely sure who the goddess is. I have to look these up sometimes. A lot of the goddesses look virtually identical, just a lady with a helmet. And then her 4-horse chariot on the reverse side there. Then I also got a lot of Hadrian's denarii. Pretty good level of detail on these, mix of styles. Hadrian was the first emperor to really popularize wearing a beard. Typically, men in Rome did not wear beards, at least grown men. They were clean shaven. But Hadrian was a fan of Greek culture, and in Greek culture, beards were very much a thing, so he decided to grow his out. And he also, as you can see on that coin, some of his coins he's actually bare-chested, which is also a little bit of a deviation from Roman norms. Usually they're wearing a toga or armor, or it just cuts off the portrait at their neck. But he has some kind of heroic style bare-chested portraits on his coins. Here's some close-up photos of each of those. And another lot of imperial denarii. I think these might all be Severus Alexander, who reigned from 222 to 235. Pretty good condition. The silver purity by this point in the empire was relatively low. I think for Severus it may have actually already dipped below 50% for his coins. Or for the denarii specifically. And that's just due to the weakening of the Roman economy, runaway inflation. It would only be another couple of decades or so before they even stopped producing silver coins entirely and switched over to bronze coins with a thin coating of silver. So these are some of the last silver coins of the empire until the Argentius was introduced during the reign of Diocletian in the late 3rd century, and that was another silver coin that was kind of designed to replace the denarius, but also did not last for a super long period of time. Here's a really cool one. This is a Sestertius of Hadrian. It's got this awesome green patina and a nice portrait. Super thick and fun to hold in your hand. It's just so heavy. And the reverse is depicting, I think that's Diana with the bow and the arrow. Diana was the kind of a hunter goddess and goddess of purity in both Roman as well as Greek history, though in Greek she had a different name. And here's a Sestertius of Gordian, and you can see the diameter is much smaller. The Sestertius kind of shrunk over time, and the weight is actually a little bit lower as well. This is Gordian III. And the reverse side is depicting, I guess that's Laetitia. I don't recall what goddess Laetitia is, but there are a ton of goddesses. Pretty nice portrait. And here's a Dupondius of Trajan. Sandy patina. Nice detail there. Dupondius was equivalent to 2 asses, ass being a denomination of Roman coins, or half a Sestertius, Sestertius being 4 asses. I also got this provincial tetradrachm of Nero, and this was struck in the Egyptian city of Alexandria. It's pretty low silver. I think it's maybe like 10% silver, so it's technically Bilon, or a low silver alloy. But if you're looking for a Nero coin, the tetradrachms are much more affordable than denarii. Here's a dram of Alexander III, Alexander the Great. Though I believe this was produced, posthumously in 300 BC under one of his generals who ruled one of his successor kingdoms. And here's the star of the show. This is a Aureus of Diocletian, Emperor Diocletian, who reigned from, if I recall off the top of my head, it's 284 to 305 AD, so a pretty long reign by Roman standards. And he's a very notable emperor in that he helped end the crisis of the 3rd century and restore some stability to the empire and let it kind of limp along for another 100 years or so. Super excited to get this coin. I've actually already sold this one as well, but I got this for I think around a little bit under 5,000, and sold for a little bit over 6,000. And I actually sold to a nice gentleman who had seen it in the same auction that I bought it at, but it just wasn't the right timing for him to buy it at that point. But the level of detail on this coin is just amazing. And the cool thing about this is that it's actually graded by NGC, but it's a photo cert. So the coin itself is not slabbed. It's still raw, as you can see here, as I'm handling it with my bare hands. And I guess a quick side note on that. The reason I handle it with my bare hands is that I feel there's much more stability with that as opposed to using a pair of gloves where coins often slip out and then you can do damage to it pretty easily. Whereas as long as I'm touching it by the edges here and not rubbing my finger oils all over the surface, I feel like it's in pretty decent safety. Also, gold is a very non-reactive material, and it's not lustrous anymore, so I'm not going to damage the luster or anything. So just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, sold this coin already. This was graded AU, about uncirculated, by NGC. And you can see the size here compared to a denarius. It's pretty similar. I can't remember the weight, but it's certainly much heavier than a denarius because gold is much denser than silver. But was glad to have this coin for at least a short period of time and pass along to the next happy owner. You can see some close-up shots of the coin here, and here's the cert. So yeah, thanks for watching. I have a ton more videos that I still need to edit and record audio for. I've just been buying a ton of coins over the past few months, really trying to scale up a little bit. But hope you enjoy, and feel free to leave any comments or questions. Thanks.